Over to you, ma'am Fareeda.
Okay, Assalamu alaikum everyone. Thank you, G, for coming and joining us. Auzu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. And inshallah, through this session, may we all grow spiritually and come more into our true selves. We start with this, this intention, and inshallah, we will benefit from the session. So, as Sister Shazia said, we have covered two sections we have completed, right? The second section that we completed last time was on talking about the four causes of conflict. Yeah. So, I'm not going to spend a lot of time going over that because this area of predicting personalities is very key that we understand it. This is where the major mistakes are being made. We are not being able to predict personalities very well. So let's look at this area. You're all familiar with this diagram in parts of you and parts of you. You are the soul, you are the ruh, and you have been blessed with these. Each one of us has been blessed with the parts of the mind, the body, the emotions, the qalb, which carries the intention. It carries the reasoning as well. The mind is also logical. That carries reasoning as well. So the consciousness level is of you. And you could be in the false self, and you could be in the true self. So if you're very high, you're being in the true self, that has levels too, that would be you're really reaching for your potential. The soul is in control, you're in control. And the more you are in true self, the higher you are on the levels, and then your awareness is much, much higher as you go up the levels. And as we go down, the soul loses control, the emotions take over, the qalb takes over, the mind takes over, the body takes over, and our consciousness and awareness goes down and down and down. Right? I think we got that concept. Yes? Happy with that? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, good. Thank you. So we're going to just explain this a little bit more because we are making judgments on people without realizing why we think they're so good or why we think they're not right. Yeah. So let's look at the emotional side of it. It's a scale. The more emotionally intelligent you are, do you think you'll be more in true self or false self? What do you think? You can answer in chat, but please be communicative. It helps me to see whether you're thinking and you're with me or not. Yeah?
Can you repeat the question, please?
Yeah. The question is that the more emotional intelligence you have, yeah, would you be more in true self or less in true self?
More true self.
Yeah, that's right. So you can expect that if a person is emotionally intelligent, they have more empathy, they can judge the situation better, they are responding accordingly, they are being more and more in true self. So emotionally intelligence, the higher the person, you can say, okay, they're more going towards the higher consciousness level. And if they are not showing that, you can say they're going more towards the false self. So now we come to the intelligence, the mind, the analytical ability. We see a lot of analytical ability. People are very logical, intelligent, come up with quick answers. And you and I get impressed with that. We get very impressed. We say, oh, he's fantastic. He's somebody to follow. Right? Does that happen? Yeah?
Yes.
You can see that you can be intelligent. You can be intelligent, but you can be in true self or in false self. So a person who's right down the consciousness level, right down below shame, can he be intelligent? Question.
Yes.
That's right. You think people, current leaders, the decisions they are making, they are very intelligent. The bankers, very intelligent people, right? But true self or false self?
False self.
False self.
Yeah. So most of the time, what's happening is that we see a very intelligent person, we think, oh, wow, and we start following them. And we look up to them, and we listen to them, and we follow them. But intelligence, God has blessed us. You know, anyone can have it. But it's the way you use it. That determines whether you're in true self or false self. And then we come to this material side of life. You know, the material side would be matter, energy. You know, we live in a material world. And a person who's very much into the material side of things is going to be very heavy. Their energy is very heavy around them. Have you noticed people? Some people's energy is very light, and some people's energy is very heavy. You know, angry person's energy is quite heavy. Yeah, because it's made up of all ridges. The body is all rigid in there. So again, that would be a scale that if you were operating from yourself as the ruh, as the soul, you'd be emanating very light waves. You know, your communication would be light. Around you, the energy and everything would be very light. Where somebody lower on the scale would have a very heavy energy level. So if you look at this consciousness scale here, so down here, people are stuck in materialness. They're stuck in there. People, you find it fear, desire, this thing, they're very much into the material world. Their values are material. Yeah? You agree with that? Can you think of somebody who is at that level and see, that they are stuck in materialism? And then as you go higher, your emotional intelligence comes up, and as you get more and more spiritual, you get lighter and you know, more at peace, more at tranquility, and you are taking more people into consideration as well. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yes.
So supposing somebody doesn't believe in God, you know, somebody just is a very emotionally intelligent person, right? But they believe in this one life, short life, do right things. They're very ethical, have a character. So to a certain extent, they are in true self. They are operating on their fitra, yeah? But their potential to go higher, they've limited it because they haven't connected it to the Supreme Source. Does that make sense? Yeah? Yes, no? G, okay, that's good. G will do. Okay, good. All right, so let's move on to see that when you're dealing with people, have you made the mistake of thinking, why don't they understand what I'm said? I'm saying it so simply, they should understand it. We do it usually with our spouse or close friends, you know, or sister or brothers. Why don't you just get it? I said it. Sometimes I even think we haven't even said it and they should get it. Yeah, does that happen? So basically, we are assuming them to have that consciousness level. You know, people are different, even within a family, within an organization, in a group, everywhere, people are at different consciousness level. And sometimes they're so far apart that like salt and sugar can't mix, oil and water can't mix. It's difficult. You have to recognize it. But if you don't recognize it, you get that conflict. Yeah. And the other thing we have to remember is that you and I, we get upset. There are times we get upset. We get overwhelmed. We get griefy. And what does that tell us? Which self are we in when we are like that?
False self.
Yeah. You and I go into false self. This is even in, you know, Al-Kitab. The prophets went into false self. It's a normal, it's a test. Do you come out of it? Allah Ta'ala acknowledges when He says, you came out of it, you tried. I'm merciful. Keep saying that, how merciful He is, because we make mistakes. But this jihad and the striving is all towards being in true self most of the time. So recognizing that you are not in true self is very key. And that's something that you have to train yourself. I'm not in true self. So should I be talking at this time because I'm not in true self? Yeah, that's a little switch you can put on and off within yourself. And also with your close friends and with your spouse or with your children and everything, don't assume just because they are usually very high consciousness level, very strong interest, caring, and that they would be all the time in that. It's like before you start a car, you check whether it's got petrol in it, whether it's got the thing. You need to check. Or how is the person doing? Connect first to see what is their, consciousness level. Maybe they're going through a tough time. It's not the right time to speak. How many arguments have we had when we haven't checked that? Is that right? Get into a fight or something because they didn't respond quite, but they weren't in that state. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's
Yes.
true.
Yeah, we need to check that for both ways. For when we speak ourselves and when we are speaking to somebody else, then also check on their consciousness level.
And ma'am, I'm not sure if you're going to cover this, but should we before, like, we need to check other person, and shouldn't the other person be checking too?
Well, I think we're coming to that, aren't we? I think
Okay, yeah,
the journey we are taking is that let's fix ourselves first.
yeah,
Let's fix ourselves first. And then, when we are doing the right things, inshallah, they too will learn from, we will be able to influence them. And the next section of our course is on the tools. So how do you bring about that change? So inshallah, we'll work on that and how to bring about the change that you want to bring in others.
sure.
Okay, inshallah. So we are talking about personalities. What is the fear's personality like? They're secretive. You have to recognize that. A person who's at the fear consciousness level, recognize they're going to be secretive, they're going to be withdrawn. Their focus is going to be where? On you? No, it's going to be on themselves. Yeah, they're going to be hesitant when they say something. It's not going to be clear. It's going to be maybes. It'll cover everything, and you won't understand what it is. You won't get the real, the real yes or no out of it. And if you're talking to the personality in anger, know that they are very self-centered. They're very impulsive. They won't have any empathy. Expect that. And because they are like that, haqq and batil, the haqq, the purity of haqq, truth, has a very different meaning for them than it would be to somebody who's higher on the level of consciousness. Somebody higher, like enthusiasm, would be very open and they would be inclusive. They'd respond to you. They'd understand. They would listen. They'd be truthful about things. So keep that these are three categories. There are a lot of categories there. I've covered more in the course as well, so that you get to understand them a bit more. In the course, you have got these two exercises, so I'm not going to go over them. One of them is that if a person wants to cancel, and the meeting is cancelled, right? We had a meeting, the meeting is cancelled. Now, how does the person at fear respond? How does the person at anger respond? How does all these different? You go through this in the course. And the other one is that there's a meeting fixed, but now it's pointless having that meeting because we haven't done the preparatory work. You haven't done it, and you have to go ahead and cancel this meeting. So how will the different people at different consciousness level cancel the meeting? It'll be a totally different way they'll do it because of their consciousness level. So inshallah, through the lesson, you will learn that. I've picked a new one here for you to do. And that is a project or homework and assignments or something, and you missed the deadline, right? And you're going to tell me how will a person at fear respond. I call them up or Sister Shazia calls them up and says, you missed the deadline. How will a person at fear respond? What do you think? What will they say? How will they say it? What will they feel? We talked about personality. How do they think? How do they feel? How do they behave? That's personality. Yes? So, any ideas what will happen with a person at fear? No idea.
The fearful person will feel anxious, worried, insecure,
Void.
and he wouldn't
Not
express
responding,
her or
yeah.
his point of view or
Good.
as
So let's say, yeah, you're right, Sister Shama. You're right. So they will have an anxious tone and say, oh no, you're right. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do this. Please tell me it's not too late. I'm so worried about it. Yeah, that's the kind of response that you will get. Now tell me what will you get from a person who's at anger? You say the same thing. You missed the deadline. What's the response you should get from a person who's at the anger consciousness level?
Blaming
Yeah.
others.
Yeah,
Also,
you say, yes,
excuses.
I know, Sister Shazia, I know. You
Yeah.
think I didn't realize that? Yeah.
Mm.
The deadline was impossible anyway that you set.
Yeah.
You
True.
have unrealistic expectations. This is how a person at anger would respond,
True.
Yes.
right? Okay, somebody at boredom, what are they going to say? You can have a
Careless.
they might sorry.
They might say, okay, cancel my sponsorship.
Sister Shaz, you've got some experience on these areas.
They might also say that, oh, we were not enjoying the course. I had no interest in this course,
Yeah.
so I couldn't do that.
Yeah, they could say, oh, yeah? Oh, whatever. No big deal. Thanks for the reminder. Goodbye, Sister Shazia. So, yeah. No, person at covert hostility. Covert means hidden.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a little bit of a fake personality. They put on a show, but behind it there's hostility hidden, right? How are they going to respond?
That's tricky one.
So they might say, oh, thank you, Sister Shazia, for this gentle reminder that you gave me. I was just about to do something on it. But certain factors made it challenging. Yeah, so you get that. And then he says, perhaps you could, Sister Shazia, come up with a better system of communication that would prevent such things happening.
Yeah.
You see that how the hostility shifted towards blaming you, that you caused me to not meet my deadline.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you have an interest, oh, thank you for letting me know. My apologies. I'll make sure I get it right. I get it done and sent to you straight away. I appreciate you reaching out to remind me. Which one is that then, out of these?
Enthusiasm.
Yeah, mild interest, you could say. Enthusiasm would be a little bit more like, thank you. I appreciate you very much. It's my mistake. I'm so
mild interest.
sorry I made the mistake. And I've made a note so that you don't have to remind me again. I will make sure my assignment comes on time. Yeah.
So
So,
what about us?
yeah,
Our
you
aim should be enthusiasm.
yeah, it
But
should be clear, Inshallah, inshallah, it's improving. You're seeing, right? Sister Shazia, Sister Shazia Zaib, is it improving in our team? You're
Yeah,
getting more
alhamdulillah. Yes.
excitement.
Yes, yes,
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah, we are trying. We are doing
Yeah,
our
you're
best,
doing, you're responding
inshallah.
better. They're coming through. Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. So,
Um, I have a question, ma'am. If somebody, like, I'm not just saying, I'm just thinking, is if somebody says, "Oh, like, excusing, uh, so the system wasn't working, I was busy, I was caught up some with something or something." What kind of, you know, what are you doing? Personality is this?
well, if it's
Woman,
I mean, it could be true, and if it's a generally always like that, you always
always, yeah,
spot that. Then you spot it. It's again that kind of, covert, not really
power.
confronting. If they look above fear, but in
Mhm.
that band, they're just
Mhm.
pretending it's covert. Behind it,
Mhm.
they don't want to do it,
Okay.
right?
All right.
Yeah. So what do we see? That we talked about the four causes of conflict, but you can see that if you don't focus on the personality difference, you're going to miss you're going to mishandle the other conflicts. You need to be able to spot what kind of conflict or how the situation will be viewed by this personality. So it's more likely to lead to a conflict because somebody is at a lower consciousness level. You see that? So first thing is to determine their personality level, their consciousness level, so that you can help them. You can help them see the situation clearly because they obviously see it through their own little lenses, which we can go over and give you a little bit of practice on how to do this, yeah? So a person has varying interest and motivation. Their consciousness level dictates how they see interest. Yeah? With anything that motivates them, what does a person at the fear consciousness, what are they motivated by? Safety, security, no risks. They want a calm routine. Everything happens on time, nothing different. They like that. That's their motivation, right? What is the anger person? What is he motivated or she motivated by? They like energy, full of intensity, fights, conflicts, power, happening and domination. Those things motivate them. Whereas the enthusiasm person, they're more into curious, passionate about things, want to be including. They want social contact. They are creative. They like to learn. So that would be their motivation. So let's look at a quiz over here. This is just a general revision. So you're just going to say true or false. A person stays at the same level of consciousness all their life. True or false?
False.
False.
Okay. Personality is where the person mostly stays on the scale of consciousness.
True.
Yes. Yes, true.
Good. A person's level of consciousness on a topic can be different to their base level of consciousness.
True.
So,
Question head or question? Please ask me because then you get an assignment and you get all confused. You need to ask the question if you're not sure.
Yes, ma'am. Please,
can you
just,
repeat, please?
yeah,
So we
just
are saying a
elaborate.
person's level of consciousness on a topic can be different to their base level of consciousness.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Meaning that supposing my base level of consciousness is anger, right? I operate at anger. I see everything through that lens. But when you start talking about politics, I'm all enthusiastic. I've changed on that level, right? When you start talking about religion, I go really down. What is this and this? I pretend to like it, but I'm not. I'm hostile on it. So I've changed my level based on the topic, on the subject.
Yes.
But
Yes.
otherwise, I'm mostly at anger.
Mm.
So you have to
True.
note that there are certain topics that people really go up on or really go down on. And you need to recognize that for them. Yeah?
Mm.
Okay, good. All right. So number 4, we're coming to 4. It is normal to move up and down the conscious level, emotional level through the day.
Yes. True. Yes.
True.
True.
Okay. One should always aim for high levels of consciousness.
True.
True.
Yeah, good. So we covered these 2 questions last time, so I'm not going to go over them unless you have a question. We're going to go to the next quiz. This is about you determining the personality or consciousness level for a situation. So a friend is sharing their dreams and aspirations, telling their interests, right? They're telling them, and these are the responses, and you have to say which consciousness level would respond like this. Okay? So number 1 is dreams. That's a waste of time. Get real. That's just stupid. Which consciousness level will respond like that?
Fear or boring?
Nope.
Boredom.
Boredom to nahi laga.
Yeah.
Dreams?
Anger.
That's a waste of time. Get real. That's just stupid.
Anger. Anger. Sorry.
Yeah. Anger.
He's saying.
Anger. That's right. So next one, you telling you know dreams and aspirations. I'm giving you. Said, okay, yes, I see. Something else you want to say?
Boredom.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Then it says that's a nice idea. I hope it works out for you.
Mild interest.
Yep. Good. Wow, that's incredible. I can totally see you doing that. Tell me more about it.
Enthusiasm.
Enthusiastic.
That sounds really risky. What if it doesn't work out? You could
Yeah.
lose everything.
Fear.
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 Okay, good. That's ambitious. Well, good luck with that. You know, a lot of people try things like that and it rarely works out.
Supportive but fearful, or
Which one of these is it? Which one is it?
Forward.
boredom.
नहीं,
No.
boredom.
Bored.
Boredom तो हो गया use.
Hostility.
Covert is only remaining.
Covert, hidden
Covert.
hostility.
Covert
Oh.
hostility. Yeah.
दिख रहा था ना आपको वो पॉजिटिव भी है और पीछे से छुरी भी मार रहे हैं. So you got it? So same thing goes to different person and the responses are different. And we get upset. Why did he respond like that? Because we have not spotted them on the consciousness level at that time, right? So let's move on. We are looking at values and attitudes. What will the fear person value? What would be their value? Safety, right? Routine, harmony, cautiousness. These are their high values. This is what they believe in. An anger person wants control, they want independence, they want competition. That's what they value. They say they value justice, but their meaning of justice is totally different to what a person higher on the consciousness level will take justice to mean. But they will talk a lot about justice.
Can you repeat,
That's
please,
true.
one more time?
On the anger side, they will say,
Yes.
yeah, they are interested in competition, energy. It excites them. They don't like harmony and routine. They like control. They like independence. And they will talk about justice. You know, they will present their arguments with justice, but their definition of justice is very different to what true justice is. It is justice would mean more of what would benefit them, because they are still at that lower level of consciousness where they're thinking about themselves. Yeah, they feel insecure at some level about themselves. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yes, it's true.
So enthusiasm, again, would be very optimistic. They would be creative. They would value that. Authenticity would be their openness is what they want. Collaboration, inclusiveness. And they would look at it like that. Let's look at another quiz over here that you can do. This is a job opportunity. And you have to say which consciousness level is, which will be picked by which consciousness level. Yeah? Which kind of job? Number one, a comfortable, balanced job that offers personal satisfaction and allows for free time. Who's going to pick that out of these? Have we got? We got 6. Which one is that for? A comfortable,
Free
balanced
mild
job.
interest.
Yeah, yeah,
Mild interest.
that's correct. A stable domestic position, which is predictable hours and minimal risk. Who's going to pick that?
Fear.
Yeah. An international position focused on problem solving and innovation.
Enthusiasm.
Enthusiast.
Enthusiasm.
Yeah. A high pressure, competitive role with control, domination, and financial rewards.
Anger.
Anger.
A role that demands just enough to get by with minimal effort or challenge. Who's that?
Fear?
Less interest.
No. Boredom?
Yeah.
Good.
Minimal effort, कुछ नहीं तंग करो, बस चलने दो जैसा भी है, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. Yes? Does that make sense on number 5? Just enough to get by with minimal effort or challenge. Don't want to be disturbed. Yes? And last one, a position where you can observe and indirectly influence outcomes without direct responsibility.
Ex-person.
His name?
Hostility or fake covert.
That's right. Covert hostility. Are we okay on this? Any questions?
Yeah, can you explain, please? I couldn't.
Which
understand.
one do you not
The
get?
last one. The
So the covert hostility is the one that we all need to spot because their words are confusing. On one side, it's very pleasant, but there's also a dig in it. Now here they say a position where you can observe, they want to observe and influence outcomes. But do they want responsibility?
no.
No. How can you have that? You want to influence outcomes, but you don't want responsibility. So accountability is not there, right? But the outward show, they definitely want. Does it make sense?
Yeah. Thank you. Thank
So this covert hostility one is very common. Do you find it common? That pretend something and they don't mean it.
Yes, true. Yeah.
It's very true. I'm very sorry to say, but it's very true. In the times I have worked in Pakistan, it's terrible. You know, it's very, very. It's in. It's above fear, Sister Sabah. It's above fear, but it's below anger. It's below resentment, but above fear. So it's covert. They're too scared. They won't show you that fear, but they're pretending to be something. Yeah? So now we see how, the difference in personalities. Because of that, we get power conflict, right? So if you, there's a power change occurring, or how does that how does a person at fear behave if there's a power change occurring in an organization or in a family, or things are changing and power positions are changing? The fear person is concerned about themselves. Protect my position. I hope my position doesn't get lost.
Yes.
And then the one at anger, he's into fighting for his thing, blaming, he's going to be in that mode. Yeah?
Yep.
So that's the way they handle power. It's immediately a threat to them. If something like that happens, they want to hold their territory and expand it. And where somebody at enthusiasm looks at it very broadly and says, oh, maybe they're going to do much bigger jobs and create a better environment. Look at it from that viewpoint as to how it could be supportive to other people and to a broader community. And if a person at a consciousness level is given power, how would you think a person at fear would respond to a given responsibility of power? How would they do that?
Blaming?
They would just refuse it. They would outright refuse it. They don't want any more responsibility. They don't want to be accountable. They're too scared. Yeah. Whereas the person at anger is going to grab it and see whether he can increase his influence, cause grouping, cause conflict, whatever. And the enthusiastic person will also take it, but for a different motivation. We're talking about what is the intention and motivation behind taking the power. The fear person would resist it. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah.
So let's do this quiz. There's an announcement about shifting roles and responsibilities. Shifting roles and responsibilities, and you're going to tell me whose response this one is, right? I need to disappear and hope this blows over, or cling to the old ways to feel safe. Which consciousness level will say that?
Fear.
Yeah. Yeah, fear one would say that. Okay, then the next one is opportunity to optimize, collaborate, and grow. Better use of resources.
Enthusiastic.
Enthusiasm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This.
Okay. The leaders are doing what they think is best. I'll adapt and function. Should not upset my schedule much.
Boredom
Boredom.
or covert.
किधर से कैसे शायद
Mild in
How come now जो बोल रहे हैं boredom दिखाओ boredom किधर? They're saying the leaders are doing what they think is best. I will adapt and function. Should not upset my schedule much. थोड़ा सा withdrawal है ना?
Yeah, mild.
Yes, yes, because they are okay with it. They're not opposing anything, right? But they're not outwardly, oh, enthusiastic, let's go and get it done. वो भी नहीं, right? But opposition भी नहीं है उसमें, right? Yeah. Next one, they are trying to control everything and steal our freedom. Direct attack, this is a direct attack on me, shifting roles and responsibilities.
Anger.
Yeah, good. फिर है another reorganization. Who cares? It's just more paperwork and meetings.
Boredom.
Yeah, good. All right. I see what they are really doing, trying to shift power. I'll play along for now. I'll find ways to disrupt their plans or protect my own turf.
Covert. We didn't fix.
पहचान हुए वो भी, good.
Good.
Okay. So you saw the power ko, how do the different consciousness levels react to power conflict? How do they see power? How do they react to it? Now you're looking at data. The same data. You see this picture. It will rain tomorrow. Right? Reaction dekh rahe ho. It's the same piece of data. And people view it from their own lens, from their own consciousness level. So one should expect different responses to data, right? So we are saying, okay, you're giving statistics, you're giving all the data, even that data is interpreted differently because of the consciousness level. Yeah? Because there's the element of truth. True self is towards truth. These ones, it's clouded, isn't it? The emotion is clouding it, the thoughts are clouding it. So your data that they provide or they pass on is all a little bit off the truth, or quite a lot off the truth. So accuracy is not, you can't rely on that data coming from that person who's at a low consciousness level. Boredom and below, you have to be wary of that. Yeah. They are self-centered. They have a very disengaged approach towards data. They will mislead, incomplete answers honge, unreliable answers honge. It will cause confusion and misunderstandings. Yeah. Whereas with the enthusiastic person, they're looking at haq, they're looking at truth. They don't mind this way or that way. They're not biased. They're not looking at how will this data affect me if I say this and if I say that. They're just looking at it the way it is. Right? So accountability, will the person at fear have accountability?
No, he
No.
or she will avoid the accountability.
Yeah, he'll avoid it. And do you think exaggeration of negativity will be there with the anger person?
Yes.
Yeah, they will be there. And somebody at boredom, are they going to just oversimplify and make broad generalities? Because they're not going to go deep, they're too bored. तो oversimplify करके generality statements निकलेंगे मुंह से.
Are the boredom people are superficial? Like,
They're not superficial. It's they are just at that consciousness level where their interest is not there. They're not even pretending. That's the way they are. Does that make sense, Sister Shama?
I'm
It's sad. It's not wrong. It's sad. We've all been there. We've all been bored. You know, we have to accept that. We've all gone down into false self, stayed there a long time, made mistakes, and we are on this journey now to bring ourselves higher. And we have to
So we
sympathize with
also,
those people who are there. We can't say they're bad or anything like that. They're not.
yeah, true. Like children say, "Oh, we are bored. We are bored." So they are not pretending. They are just saying whatever they feel.
Is the
Yeah,
boredom
now I understand. Yeah,
like,
So
thank you.
is
it's
it like,
possible we also bored sometime and we show like that behavior, that's personality.
Yeah, we do show it, don't we? Somebody starts telling us and we're not interested. Yeah. You were saying something, Sister Shazia?
yes, I was just saying, can we say like the boredom person is like that, they are happy whatever they are, they don't want to change anything, like,
No, that would be contentment. That's
no,
content.
like, no, not condemn, like, no, if they have opportunity to grow, but they are saying, no, that's okay, I'm good wherever I am, but it's better to be like, improve yourself. Yes, you are happy,
Yeah.
but if you are getting something better to improve yourself, then why not?
So there's boredom, consciousness level.
Yeah, I'm asking
There's
if,
contentment, consciousness level, where you don't want to really change anything. You're happy where you are.
no, so which one is that kind of like, response personality? Like, it's not about like,
Yeah, if
like,
I say to you, I'm happy, Sister Shazia, I'm happy where I am. I don't really need any courses. I'm fine. It's okay. I'm at
yes,
contentment. I'm at contentment. I'm not bored. I'm interested in life. I'm doing whatever I want to do.
no, so then how you improve yourself? Suppose like
Yeah.
I'm comfortable in my life, and but I'm getting some opportunity which can grow in my growth of in my life. But I don't want to accept, because I'm saying no, it will be more work. I'm good where I am. Why I have to take extra things on me? So what is that personality?
That is contentment, Sister Shazia. If you want them to grow, if you want them to grow and they don't want to grow, right?
Yes.
So you want them to grow and rise higher, and they are quite happy where they are. So they are at contentment. Now you're saying, how do I get this person to go up? Yeah?
Yes. Yes.
And that we are covering in the tools, the next section. Does that
Okay.
make Yeah. All right. So we are saying in data, not only do they perceive data differently, but आगे भी जो data देते हैं, the data they relay, that's also, they distort it to suit them, to suit themselves. You see that in the media all the time, distorting data to suit themselves based on their consciousness level. Yeah, so that is also another thing to be careful about. So here's a quiz for you. There's a community response to a survey. Response to a survey, data gathering is taking place, and about the community needs, right? And what is the answers that you have to say which consciousness level it is. Answers could be highly critical, exaggerated, or even aggressive. Who would give that?
Angry person.
Anger.
Good. Answers brief, unthoughtful, or even random just to get it done.
Boredom.
Boredom.
Yeah. Provide misleading information or frame answers to undermine efforts or get biased results.
Hostility.
False. Yeah. Fake. Hidden. Covert. Hostility.
Covert hostility. Hostility बोलेंगे ना तो it's just open. It's very open. You can see it. Hostile जो बंदा होगा कहेगा you're doing it all wrong anyway. He'll be hostile towards you. Covert is hidden hostility. Yeah? Which is like this one. Misleading information.
Can we call covert hostility like hypocrisy? Like,
Good. Yeah.
in a way, yeah.
Yeah. Worried about how their responses could be perceived or if they might get into trouble. So all answers are maybes, not yes, not no. Maybe this is right, maybe. Ye kaun hai?
Yeah.
Mild interest.
नहीं, mild interest तो नहीं. Mild interest कैसे हो गया बताओ?
How their response could be perceived or if they might.
Number 4.
Number 4
Fear.
is worried
Fear.
about their response. Yeah, 4 is fear. Yeah, 4 is fear. Reflect the current state. They look at the current state, answer to the point, and get the survey done. Job done हो गया. ये कौन है? Yes.
Little interest.
Yeah, mild interest.
Mild
Yeah,
interest.
absolutely. And then you have provide constructive, responsive solutions focused on community improvement. Yeah.
Enthusiasm.
Yeah, that's right. That's good, Bisma. Okay, so we are looking at values. Values will cause, if you're at different consciousness levels, you are going to get into trouble with people at different consciousness levels, right? So what should you do? यहाँ पे भी जब आपका पावर का डिफरेंस था, what should you be doing? यहाँ पे पावर पे या डेटा डिफरेंस पे, you need to be actually understanding कि ये होएगा. This person is going to feel fearful. This person is going to feel aggressive. And then you tailor your communication to that. Recognize it. जब मैं आपको acknowledge करती हूँ कि yes, you are feeling bored. I totally understand it. But let's look at it a little different way. वहाँ से आप थोड़ा सा हटे जाते हैं boredom से. Recognize it and anticipate करें misunderstanding, tailor करें अपनी communication so that you can handle that person. So values पे बात होए तो your value is, maybe you say how do they values आप हमने देखा क्या fear person what do they value what anger does what enthusiasm does so you want to run a program based on character development right what is the fear person going to respond to that
He or she will not participate.
no, they're just going to say what's the point of that we are okay the way we are don't change anything right अभी आपने understand करना है कि they will behave like that and how do you bring about a change on mindset right so you say to them that if you are concerned about your safety you're concerned about things can go terribly wrong the character building program will help you be safe you have to address it at their level of understanding tailor your communication to that and facilitate the productive dialogue. Or anger wala aapko bolta hai, okay, what is this character development? It doesn't matter, it's just rubbish or all wasted time, ye wo. You talk to him about, do you have trouble with people in your group? Do you have trouble with their character? And you can't control them and they dominate you and they try and not do their jobs or they're too fearful, they don't speak up. And you will be able to better control your group. You will be able to produce more results, your statistics will go high. You have to speak at the language they understand. Right? Enthusiasm walon ko, you have to say this is going to be such a great opportunity for you to grow the other people. You need to be more, you'll be able to be more creative so you can get this job. And you're talking in 3 different ways like this to the people, right? To convince them of how to accept your program. So interest may be वही है. You have to tailor it to that person. Well, if you want them to agree with something that you're interested in, you tailor it so that they see it that way. So let's do this thing on climate change. Climate change. Yeah, Sister Sabah, being able to recognize the consciousness level of the person. And we went through what personality is in our previous lecture. So it's just not just the emotional state. Yeah. Okay. So we are now looking at this quiz where you've got a new office opening in the community and it's being set up because of climate change issues. And who's going to respond like this? What's the point? Looks like too much effort, nothing really matters. Which consciousness level would respond like that?
What?
Yeah. Yeah. It would be nice to contribute to a good cause if schedule is not too much, if it's not too demanding on you. Yes.
Mild
Good.
interest, yes.
Yeah. I'm eager to apply my skills and energy to truly make a difference. Good.
Enthusiasm.
Yeah. Join to see what connections I can make or to gain influence or access to resources.
COVID hostility.
Yeah.
Yeah, COVID hostility.
Just recognizing this one now. Okay, yeah, good. Just means fighting a losing battle, making me sacrifice while they profit. Join if I could truly punish those responsible for climate change.
Anger.
Anger.
Good. This job sounds risky and unstable. What if they fail?
Fear.
Fear.
Yeah, okay. So you see that the same thing, how different consciousness levels are viewing the same data opportunity that is being given, right? Because of their consciousness level. So question for you, does it mean that there's only one consciousness level in an organization or family?
No, we have different kind of
Multi.
Yeah, but
level.
we are doing the same survey on everybody, right? अगर एक survey का result निकलता है, and you say this is a survey that's come out, people like this plan better than the others. It's really telling you what's the consciousness level of that group that won. उस organization में which consciousness level is more. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah, now how come you get Trump elected? It's a consciousness level of the people. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, good. So we are saying that we are doing the course on building relationships and resolving conflict. And we are saying you have to spot the personality. You should learn and start doing that on yourself and on others. Do not share and label people. That would be wrong to do so, but you need to spot it so that you can help them and help yourself too.
Excuse me, Sister Farita. Judgment is a different thing, and spotting behaviors or personality is a different thing. Sometimes I think myself, oh, am I judging or spotting? Like, what is difference between judgment and spotting?
It's in this context, it's fine. You're judging it based on your behavior, your feelings, and your action. You know, you're analyzing it and you're making that decision. Yeah, it's fine.
So can I add in this?
Go ahead.
So I recently saw a video. उसमें बता रहे थे कि जब आप लोग को जज करती हो तो आप उनको राइट और रॉन्ग में देखते हो आपके पास सिर्फ दो ऑप्शंस होते हैं कि इट इज ही राइट और इट इज ही रॉन्ग लेकिन जब आप उनको एनालाइज कर रहे होते हो और स्पॉट कर रहे होते हो तो आप उनको समझने की कोशिश कर रहे हो तो अभी जो कर रहे हैं वो भी हम यही समझ रहे हैं कि लाइक क्या वो फियर मूड में है क्या वो एंगर मूड में है तो हम उसके हिसाब से फिर उनको डील कर रहे हैं
Huh, we are
तो
using
ये
the term. We are
दो
It
using
is,
the
तरीके के
term
नजरिए
judge it to
it
be.
is an
Practical
analytical
approach.
ability we are using.
Yeah, you're using the analytical ability to
Thank
judge
you.
the consciousness level. That's what we're doing. Yeah, so it's not something that we are forming in a biased way. Yeah, hope that makes sense. Yeah. So on data differences, we also said that in order to minimize them, you clarify the data, check the source, do not assume things, and verify. We covered that in our first section, right? Yeah, you remember that?
Yes.
Hopefully you do. And on power differences, we said don't compare. Don't compete with somebody else. Grant yourself rights, grant yourself respect, and grant others rights and respect. That would also limit the conflicts that you have with somebody else. And you have to understand that we are all on a journey of getting to be our true selves. And everyone is created by Allah Ta'ala and blessed with the fitra, right? Blessed with that fitra. And we lose our way. We've lost our ways. Other people lose our way, their way. And our job is to help ourselves and each other. Yeah? So life isn't just a personal journey, is it? It's not just about me getting to be true self or you getting to be true self. It's a collective effort where you strive to become your true self, and at the same time, you're creating pathways for others to join you in their self-discovery. Is this the goal? Do you think this is the goal we should be?
Yeah, this is the main ultimate goal that we will
Mhm.
rise together, inshallah, spiritually.
We rise together. Yeah. So we have to adapt our way of talking. We have to respect the other person, recognize them. Even if you're higher, they are worthy of respect and they need your help. We were lower at some points, you know, and somebody was there for us to come here to where we are now. Yeah. So the whole life will be based on our accountability of how we looked after each other, right, and raised each other. And is sympathy a way of raising somebody? A lot of cultural ways are give a lot of sympathy. Does that help somebody?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
So you all the time feeling sorry for them.
Now it makes sense. जब
No,
हम कहानी
we
सुनते हैं हजरत की कि जब वो में जो अच्छे लोग थे उन पर भी अजाब आया था, तो उसके पीछे लॉजिक ये बताते हैं कि आप अच्छे तो थे लेकिन आप जो इतना कुछ बुरा हो रहा था तो उसमें आप लोगों ने क्या किया?
Okay, I get it. Yeah, so it is a question of, you know, being effective. You know, sympathy doesn't work all the time. It's a question of being effective. You know, if you're going to sympathize with somebody at boredom, what are you going to do? What change are you going to bring? You're going to bring a change, which you keep sympathizing with somebody at boredom.
No.
we need to be constructive, like constructive effort to bring
all
a
I'm saying
change.
is it's not, sympathy isn't the answer. There's a cultural teaching of sympathy, sympathy, sympathy. It doesn't work in every instance. Yeah? And inshallah, through the tools, we'll learn about it. So this was about predicting personalities, and I hope it has been helpful. And it brings us to the end of this section, which is section 3. You've got assignment 17. You know how many assignments, Sister Shazia and Sister Shazia Zeb? How many assignments till 13th August?
So many, ma'am.
No, there are only 2. There are only 2 this time.
But for those people who have already reached to the target, they have covered already 15. They need to do.
There are a
2.
lot of quizzes though, so to get you to actually see the, understand the personality thing. Any questions on this, please ask. And let me put the, let me put the survey in. You guys are really good when answering the survey. Let's get that done. Any questions on today's talk?
I have a question, Mr. Fareeda.
Gee, please.
But if we don't feel that, you were saying that let's fix ourselves first. But if we don't feel like we are not fixed yet, how can we make a difference?
Well, fixing oneself is an ongoing job, isn't it? Till the end, till our last breath, we will be fixing ourselves. No?
Yeah, true.
So
It's
while we are doing it, we have to contribute as well. Yeah? Whatever we can do, we do. And in that journey of what we are doing, we also find where our false self. And then we have an opportunity to put that right too.
Yeah.
But if we don't expand our horizon, if we don't start doing bigger and better things, then how are we going to grow? You know? So that we sort of started with individuals. Now we want to take our FIT project to a masjid, to a school. We want to try things so that we are widening that sphere of influence. And yes, they're going to fail. It's going to be problems, but we will grow. We will spiritually grow.
inshallah. Thank you.
Inshallah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So, well, Sister Sabah, you're saying, yeah, I think you need to listen to the earlier lectures. We are going all the time between, fear and enthusiasm. Throughout the day, we react to things. Yeah, it should be helpful if we cover that. Is everybody doing the survey?
Yes, I'm going to start.
Should I be quiet? Any other questions?
If you could repeat the word hostility.
Excuse me, Ikra. Sister Ikra, say it again. I can't hear you, your voice.
I'm saying that if you could repeat the covert hostility.
Covert? What is the meaning of covert? Ikra.
डरपोक के हिसाब से I think like fearful also.
No, covert is hidden.
Mm-hmm.
Hidden hostility. Yeah, हिडन है उसका जो फीलिंग ऑफ फीलिंग एंग्री टुवर्ड्स समबडी और फीलिंग बैड टुवर्ड, वो सब छुपा हुआ है, दिखावा लगा हुआ है आगे सामने. Does that make sense?
So I don't know the word hostility. What does it mean actually? I have read it in different meanings, so I don't have the exact meaning which is used there.
नहीं, there's no different meaning, there's only one meaning. Covert का क्या मतलब है? अभी मैं बताया. What is the meaning of covert?
Hidden.
Hidden. So आपका जो hostility है, you feel bad towards enemy, you want to harm them, you feel that they are no good, you hate them, वो सब छुपा हुआ है. You feel threatened by them, you don't feel safe by them, they are covert hostility आपकी, hidden है. उसको दिखा नहीं रहे दूसरे को आप.
But you show as a good person to them.
Excuse me?
But after all this negativity hidden, you show as a good person to them.
Yeah.
It's called hostility.
You got like a knife behind his back. You're not showing the knife. You're hiding the knife. But you're pretending that you care for them.
What if a person feels threatened and there are insecurities, but he don't show as a bad person? Like
So
what category it will be?
Yeah, a person at fear is doing that. They are fearful and saying, I'm fearful.
Okay.
But this one's hiding it. The person at anger is showing his hatred and anger. But this one's hiding it and pretending he's not. Yeah? Okay. Any other questions? Versus a fake friend. It's the same thing, Sister Hafsa. Same thing. Fake friend and covert hostility. So you think you're better able to spot people? Spot people on as a personality?
Yes, it is.
Yes, I think
It will be very beneficial, but still I'm feeling like challenging. Like some people have a lot of like things like covert hostility and anger too, and also fear. Like 3, 4 variations people have sometimes. Even I'm thinking about myself, what kind of like things I have, like to analyze myself. So I think it's challenging, but we will learn the tools gradually, and we will inshallah master it.
Base level ko dekhein, Sister Shama. It's like, but mostly which one are you? What kind of thoughts are you having? You know, what kind of feelings are you sitting in? Are you sitting in anger? Are you sitting in fear? You know, what kind of actions are you planning? Behaviors are you doing? Fighting with people? What are you doing? You know?
Like I always been being optimistic and doing.
Yeah, yeah. And when you're in your quiet moments, what kind of thoughts are going through your head? That's a very good indicator of your consciousness level.
Yeah, true. Thank you so much. You always guide me in, mashallah.
Alhamdulillah, Allah
Jazakallah
Ta'ala
khair.
guides, yeah. So it's very important that we get a grip of these areas and we move into the tools from next week. Next time when we meet, we'll do the tools. People who have started late on the building relationship course will of course take a little time to catch up, and I think Sister Shazia Zeeb and Sister Shazia Tariq are planning that accordingly. What is the talk on Sunday? What is the talk on Sunday? Who's going to tell me? I have specially made this person come for you, and if you don't know it, then I'm really sorry. What is the talk on Sunday?
Importance of healthy life.
No. Messages bhi dale.
This religion.
No. कोई नहीं पढ़ता. क्या फायदा, मैं बैठ के बनाती भी हूँ, मैसेज भी डालती हूँ, आप लोग पढ़ते ही नहीं हो.
नहीं पढ़ा था alhamdulillah. Sometimes we forget, like बूढ़े हो गए हैं तो sometimes skip
ये भी
from
अच्छा
my
एक्सक्यूज
mind.
किया है,
I read it
बूढ़े हो
like
गए।
2 times.
ऐसी तो जरूर पढ़ती हूँ मैं तो जरूर।
तो
हम्म
लेकिन पता नहीं मेमोरी शायद थोड़े खराब हो गए, लेकिन ये कि चेक करते रहते हैं, इंशाल्लाह we will be
गिंगो
there.
बिलोबा ले ले, वो सिस्टर सफिया विल टेल यू, दैट्स वेरी गुड फॉर
अभी
मेमोरी।
अभी 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 मैं नहीं कर
What
रही
did you
हूँ,
say? Sorry,
पहले
Sister Farida,
second
क्या
Ginkgo
खाना है?
biloba. I'll write it for you. You take
Yeah,
that.
please.
It's very good on the memory side. Okay. ये है आपका number 3. Beyond silence and condemnation, navigating LGBTQ and conversations in
Oh
Muslim.
yes. Okay.
Is it an important topic?
Yeah, very
Yes.
important.
It's very
Given
important.
that we are
आपके और
living in
मेरे वक्त
Western
में,
societies.
आपके और मेरे वक्त में ये चीज लीगल हो गई। अल्लाह ताला पूछेंगे हमसे ये कैसे हो गया? हम चुप करके बैठे हुए इसलिए हुआ। हमारे मौलवी साहब भी चुप करके बैठे हुए, हम भी चुप करके बैठे हुए, एंड इट्स बिकम ह्यूमन राइट। कितनी यू नो यू कैन टेक समथिंग ऑन सच अ रॉन्ग पाथ, राइट? और हमारे बच्चे आर अफेक्टेड, they are confused. So please be active, ask questions from him. He's good, he's trained, he goes all over the UK giving lectures. Ask him, you know, if ये टॉपिक आपके घरों में डिस्कस हुआ है LGBTQ, ऑनेस्टली मुझे बताएं।
Yes. Well.
See, I talked with my children. My son is in grade 10 and the younger was in grade 8. So I talk to them and tell them what is the commandment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and what are they saying. And you know, Trudeau ने बहुत इनको फेवर किया और अल्लाह ताला ने उसको निकाल दिया. I'm very happy about that. लेकिन हमने एज इन कनाडा वी ट्राइड आवर लाइक हमने प्रोसेशन किए, बाइकआउट किया स्कूल्स का, लेकिन जो नहीं जो कर सकते थे वो किया, लेकिन वी couldn't make any difference despite of the efforts, but
That's
we
very
are
good.
but we are hopeful, but we can make a difference still.
Yeah, yeah.
Make an
Inshallah.
effort and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will like help us in inshallah in this regard.
Yeah.
Sometimes it takes time, but we wouldn't be disappointed.
So I think, you know, Sister Fahana is also here. We both are very keen कि बहुत ज़बरदस्त attendance हो। आप लोग हर एक 5-5 लोगों को लेके आओ। You know, we need to switch this around. We do need to
Inshallah.
raise awareness. You know, the children are not talking to their parents. They're not. They are confused कि the law is this and the parents are saying this. And how do you navigate it? Ask him, how do we navigate this thing?
You know, I talked with the university students in. I live in Mississauga in Canada. It is city beside the Toronto, and I talked with my daughter's friends, and you know, though they are against it, they are not. But they say, oh, it is a freedom. A person can decide about their lives, like what kind of relationship they want to keep and whether they want to go with a man with a, you know, they are making minds of our young generation. They feel like they don't like it personally, but they don't want to oppose it. Coming and take a step, and we need to work on it, that we need to take a step. Otherwise, if we are putting our feelings in our heart, we can't do anything.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the first trick, you know, making it acceptable, you know. First, you know,
yeah. And even the masjids should be talking about it. They should be talking about it. Why don't our masjids talk about it? You know, we have to demand a higher standard. We will be questioned, why wasn't this raised in the masjid? You know, it makes a huge difference if children also hear the masjid people talking about it as to what does it
Even
say.
I talked with the different teachers who have different religions, like Hindus, Christians, Jews, Muslims. They're all against it, but they don't want to talk.
Yeah, because they're threatened.
They don't like. Even I asked them, could you give permission to your child to do that? No, they said no, we wouldn't. But why don't you speak? Like every religion of every race don't like it, but they are not like, they don't have courage to come forward and speak. And it is our duty as a believers to come forward and speak.
Yeah. Yeah, because the reason is that they actually linked it with humanity. So basically, it's kind of, if you talk about it, you're against humanity. That is the biggest link. No one who wants to be in, that we are against humanity or against mercy to people. I think that's where
It's a
very
human
people
right, isn't
not
it?
move.
Yeah, they've made it a human right.
They made it. Yeah.
Made
And
it a
you
human
know, young generation is so scared. When I talk to my
Yeah.
daughter's friends, oh mama, ना बोलें आपको homophobic लोग कहेंगे. Please don't speak about it. They are scared about
Yeah.
speaking outside or in front of people, because they call them like
Yeah.
कि कहीं और से आए हुए हैं. They don't
But
believe, they don't belong to the modern world.
Sister Shama, there are cases where even in Muslim families, they are going towards this concept, but they are not telling their parents.
Right.
Yeah.
This
Because
is
it's
the truth on it. You know, because there's so much difference between the home and outside. And the outside culture, आपका जो family unit जो अल्लाह ताला ने हमें family बताई है, smallest social unit, वो टूट रहा है इससे.
yes.
Right? It's being broken by this concept.
And
Yes.
some kids says that this is like uh, why Allah made us like this. If it's haram or this is not acceptable in Islam, why is happening? Like why I'm like that? अगर आप बच्चों से बात करें different, तो वो ये कहते हैं.
And you know, they propagated it so like intelligently. एक टीचर मुझे कह रही थी स्कूल में कि oh Shama, you don't know, it's scientifically proven that it is inborn. Like if you are
Yeah.
getting attract from to the like girl to the girl, then I told her everything that they made this like theory through through scientists, also through whatever the people who give the scientific theories, that it is inborn. No, it's not inborn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
कोई भी गलत चीज को अगर right कहते
yeah.
चले जाएंगे तो right बन जा. They
तो
make like that.
उन्होंने यंग जनरेशन को ये पक्का कर दिया हुआ है कि इट
Yeah.
ये इनबॉर्न होती है, वी कांट डू एनीथिंग अबाउट इट.
Yeah.
So we need to work on it. And mashallah, Sister Farhana, Sister Fareeda, you are very intelligent people. You have a lot of knowledge. Guide us, and
Yeah,
I
I
want to
mean,
work
these
on
things
it
can be
too.
handled. ये जो कह रहे हैं ना, these things can be handled. This is not,
Yeah.
it's just you've given the mind the pictures. Now you're going along that way. Well, where did these pictures come from that a girl can be with a girl? You made them up.
You know,
You
in
know,
Toronto University, they put a like board, like two girls in scarves and kissing each other. So
Yeah.
Muslims ने बहुत ज़रा protest किया, तो फिर उन्होंने हटाया उसको. कि
But in
you are
cartoons
making
and
fun of
this thing
us,
is
like
happening.
you are hurting us, our beliefs. They were hurting our belief. So we protested, and then they took it back. Like, but they are showing like this Muslims. I know. A lady shared a story in Facebook that उनका बेटा यूनिवर्सिटी में पढ़ता था और उसने कहा कि आई वांट टू गेट मैरिड. तो उन्होंने कहा हाँ बताओ, हम जाएंगे. उस लड़की कहते हैं वो एक लड़का है जिससे दे, लेकिन उन्हें समझाया उसको, वो नहीं समझा. देन दे घर छोड़ गया. और लेकिन उसने फिर वही किया जो उसने करना था. तो ये एक मुस्लिम फैमिली थी पाकिस्तानी जिनको ये प्रॉब्लम हुई. सो
So it just
But
it needs to be taken at the masjid level, community level. It needs to be openly talked about. So छोटे बच्चे भी उसी think में आए कि it's not acceptable in
so is
Islam.
in cartoons nowadays in
Yeah,
cartoons.
cartoons and
and you know,
Villain
did you
dramas.
see the advertisements? Every advertisement, they're like making like advertisement, like they're making minds of our like generation. It is okay, it will be normal for them.
It's a very
So they're
Mm.
working very intelligently and
Very-
very planning they
yes.
have.
Both.
But
It's very, very planned effort. It just
yeah,
didn't
planned
happen.
effort,
And
yes.
it's not that easy to happen that people felt no. It's very, very, very planned. effort, and they put in a lot of money as well, and big time planning and propaganda. And we have to step up and go against this propaganda.
हाँ, कौन से कॉन्शियसनेस लेवल पे ये काम हो रहा है, बताएं मुझे, कौन से कॉन्शियसनेस लेवल पे हो रहा है?
Very low consciousness level.
Exactly. Very intelligent minds that we discussed today. Extremely intelligent minds make a strategy. How do we get from here to there to finish the civilizations, to make them totally moronic?
Yeah.
You know? So it's time to, wake up and do our bit that we need to do. And inshallah, it can be put right. We need to get our own ummah awake, our religious organizations awake. We need to awaken them. They have a role to play. They should be standing up and saying, this is not acceptable. It goes against our principles and our beliefs. We don't want it taught in schools this way. Even the media should be told, we don't agree with this. Why should you be making cartoons like that?
Even in Canada, they are giving books in kindergarten level, and they are teaching them in schools.
That's because we stay too quiet, Sister Shama. We just stay too quiet. Quietness equals agreement. Agreement को equal होता है. And now we are waking up. Inshallah, we can make a difference.
Inshallah.
Yeah, we need an
voices.
organized efforts. Actually, we are not organized properly.
Yeah.
That is the most important reason. Organization. We need an organization.
I mean, few of us can start. It doesn't take that long. If you make a plan that agenda pe I'm going to put out content on the Twitter, which books are there, which movies are coming, which these things are there, I'm going to put it out. Taki all the other Muslims are aware of that, and we all watch it. So we can start a very, very small, 1 or 2 people can start it. It's not a big thing. We just have to commit our time to that, doing that.
Okay. All right, good. So we are meeting this Sunday, inshallah.
We'll probably get more ideas, inshallah.
Inshallah.
I haven't read that one, Sister Sabah. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yes, over to you, Sister Fana. We close up and we, inshallah, get more friends and family to the Sunday meeting.
Yes, inshallah. Please, forward everywhere to your family, friends, especially in the West, I know with the schools or let's make this a big event, and hopefully we'll come out of this event with some plan. That's kind of the most important thing, inshallah. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Ameen. Walaikum assalam.
Jazakallah khair.
Jazakallah khair for such an amazing session.
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah.